broadcast or should I? Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah. What's up, guys?
Oh yeah, what's up, Justin? We're good. How you doing?
Justin? I'm sorry?
I said we're good. How you doing? Or should I
I'm doing
say,
great.
how you doing?
Great to be here. What's up, Mr. B? Mr. Vocabulary? What's going on, man?
How's it going? I think Justin does an excellent Brooklyn accent.
Can we hear a Brooklyn accent from Justin over there?
I just know that. How you doing?
How you doing? Hey, how you doing?
How you doing out there, real lifers?
Gonna go to the
Wherever
cafe
you're
get
at.
some coffee. Coffee? They say coffee.
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 Not coffee. Coffee.
Coffee. Who likes to drink coffee out there?
All right, so everybody all around the world, hey, do you have the link for the chat, Ethan?
Brooklyn.
Send me that link, please.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to throw out the question, where is everybody from? I'd really love to know because as you guys know, Real Life English, we're a global community and it's really important for us to, hold on, to really embrace people from all around the world. So let's see where everybody's from. Really important for us to, hold on, to really, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man, loud and clear.
Hold on. I had some technical difficulties there. I was hearing my own echo.
It's probably because you probably have both screens open. You probably have to close the chat screen because there's a small delay in the audio, so that's probably why.
I just stopped it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna me and Ethan are gonna be taking charge of the chat. So anyone who's watching, if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat box, and me and Ethan will be here to answer them all, interact with you guys. If something that Justin is saying, what he's teaching you guys, if it's not so clear, or you want some kind of clarification about some aspects of that, just write it in the chat box, and we'll stop him, and we'll get him to explain in a little bit more detail.
All right. Gustavo, really great to see you. Really great to see you here. Ismail. Ellis is here. Awesome. Got some Fluency Circle members in the house. We got some Real Life Global ambassadors.
Gustavo, Paiva, yeah.
Oh yeah. Wherever you're at in the world, can I get an oh yeah? And Ellis, if your daughter's there, let's hear it. If your daughter's there with you.
Nina said, hey there, Chad. Personal shout out for me. Hi, Nina. How are you? Pleasure to have you here.
Awesome. So, as you guys know, we are really passionate travelers and language learners ourselves, and this is really important for us as we are teaching you. So, really, it's great to connect to our experience as language learners and travelers. So, I've lived in Mexico, Colombia, living in Brazil right now, and I love to learn languages and I love to travel. So, why don't you guys talk a little bit about your guys' process with that too?
My process, I've been an English teacher traveling around the world now for about 10 years. My main destination, I love Brazil, but I've also been to, I've been around some places in Europe, South Africa, other places in South America. I've been to Chile as well. Ethan?
Then all around like Western Europe, North America, South America. I've seen it all in the Western world. I'm looking forward to getting myself over to Asia soon because I haven't checked out that part of the world. And of course, Chad's a very special part of the world.
Down under. We're gonna get down under.
Gonna go ride in a kangaroo's pouch.
Yeah, we ride kangaroos every day there. That's our means of transport.
If there's no buses, you just catch a kangaroo.
Yeah, we say to hop.
You guys
hop to work
fight
today.
kangaroos too? You guys fight kangaroos? This is what I
No,
hear.
man, that's animal cruelty. I don't support that at all.
What about you guys? Where have you guys traveled? You guys back home on your computers. Where have you guys been? And if you haven't left your country, where would you like to travel? Marco. There are many places I'd like to travel in the world. Wow, 6 a.m.
Ellis, man, you're here to. Ellis said he's here to
want.
feel the vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Hopefully we can help you feel the vibe here today, Ellis. This one's for you.
This one's for you. Okay? Nobody. Vinicius, got some other people. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of oh, yeah. So I'm going to open up the presentation in presentation mode a little bit. As you guys do that, if we get any answers, that's great.
Esther said 6 a.m. Oh my God. Ellis is a very dedicated English learner.
Yeah. I wouldn't get out of bed at 6 a.m. for anything.
We're up for a nice, refreshing run in the morning.
That sounds like even worse. All right. So, Mr. Murray, can you hear us, Justin? Seems like your audio has cut out.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, yes, now we can. I'm really excited to jump into your class and hear about all the magical English fluency tips you have for us today, man. So I think it's about time you took these guys' English to the next level with your awesome class today.
All right.
What would be the plural of guys? These guys? English?
One guy, many guys.
Yeah, but the possessive of guys. Like one guy's car, two guys' car.
Guys.
Guys'
Let's stop
car.
our dilly-dallying and move on to the lesson
Okay.
chat. I'm
Okay, I'm
excited.
sorry. The floor is yours, Justin. Let's hear what you got.
All right, so 5 steps to native-like fluency, real-life power learning method. So we got some Fluency Circle members in the house, some really optimal learners, so I think you're going to understand a lot of what we're talking about, but there's still a lot to learn. So let's step into it. So the 5 steps to native-like fluency. First of all, optimize your mindset. What does mindset mean, Chad? Ethan?
Sorry, my microphone is muted. Mindset is the way that you think, the way that you perceive things.
Okay. Awesome. Second step, something Real Life English is all about, connecting your English to your life. And the third step, we're going to have Mr. V jump in here and give a little pep talk on the power of confidence. Pep talk. What does pep talk mean? You guys know?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Of course I know.
What does pep talk mean?
Oh, what does it mean? Pep talk would be like some advice, like maybe your mom or your dad might give you a little pep talk about the birds and the bees or something like that.
Well, the birds and the bees. That's a talk about maybe sex, for example. But a pep talk is actually coming in and giving people inspiration.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like a coach might give a football team a pep talk before they go and win the game.
Exactly. So Ethan's going to come in and give us a pep talk before we step into the 5 steps, the native-like fluency, and the art and science of native speech patterns. So this is something that English learners can really, really tune into to really take their pronunciation to make it native-like and connect with people a lot more. And finally, we're going to talk about the power pronunciation training. So starting off, optimizing your mindset. So as Chad talked about, your mindset is your attitude, beliefs, and your approach to intelligence, learning, and success. And this is done, there's some really awesome research from Stanford University professor Carol Dweck, who has a great TED Talk, and she wrote a book, and she's talking about how people have 2 mindsets about learning. This is about learning anything. It's about learning English, and it's about learning whatever your profession is, whatever you decide to learn in life. So there's a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, 2 mindsets. So they determine your response and your attitude about intelligence, obstacles, criticism, effort, and success. And so just look at what a fixed mindset is. A fixed mindset might look at intelligence as a product of natural talent or natural ability. They might see obstacles as something to be avoided, something that you give up easily. Criticism is something to be avoided, and effort is not beneficial. And finally, success is to look good to others. So you might see people who cheat on tests, who lie about their fluency, and maybe who they complain about their age. They're not good enough to learn English, or they're not naturally good English learner. Maybe they think they're too old to learn English. Maybe they think their pronunciation problems are permanent. And a growth mindset believes that intelligence is a product of hard work, Obstacles are a natural part of the process. Criticism is valuable information. And so when people criticize your English, people correct you, for example, that it's to be embraced. It's something that's important for the process. So an effort is to be expected. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain is an expression we mean that like success takes sacrifice. It takes effort. Sometimes it hurts. And finally, success is a process in which you learn and grow. And so all of these things together, that's a growth mindset. And so I'm encouraging you guys to really embrace a growth mindset. And so you see English as something, as your success is a product of hard work. Obstacles are going to happen. People are going to criticize you. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. But it's going to be a journey in which you're not going to give up. You're going to persist. And problem is, sometimes traditional methods will actually encourage the fixed mindset. They really avoid the mistakes, they avoid the practice, and a lot of times people want to do well on the test instead of actually learning. So this is a test, a psychological test they did on kids that were in the 7th grade, and as you can see, the top line is the growth mindset kids. Over time, they improved drastically, incrementally. And the lower line, black line, that's fixed mindset kids who over time got worse because they didn't embrace the learning process. So going back to schools, this is where they're learning wrong. You learned wrong if you've only learned in school because it's book learning. It's a dry and boring process. It's not to make mistakes. Don't make mistakes. They're discouraged. It's you don't get enough time to practice. Motivation is external. You were learning to make more money in your job. You were learning to impress your parents, to make other people happy. You're not cultivating your own inner process. And you believe that one day I'm going to use my English. Not now. Here at Real Life English, we believe that you need to start using your English now. Start failing. Start making mistakes. So step 2 is to connect your English to your life. Do things you love in English. We're all about this at Real Life English. Do them every day. Listen to our podcast. Watch TV. Find other podcasts. Do them in convenient moments. In your car, while you're running, while you're working out, while you're cooking, whatever. Listen and speak. Don't just read because it's a completely different process. It's very different than just reading because when you read, you have your native speech patterns stuck in your head. So listen and speak and see this as a different part of the process. Experiment with your learning. Don't be afraid. So this next step, I want to invite Ethan in here to give a little pep talk on confidence. Ethan, the floor is yours, my friend. Want to jump in there?
Just had to unmute myself, sorry. Yeah, for sure. Let's do this. All right, so Justin had just said, I think a little bit ago, well, actually, let me start with a question. Let's do that. I want you guys to write in the chat box, answer this question. What is confidence for you? I'll just take a second to let you guys answer.
Want to repeat the question? Do you think I said it here?
Sure. What is confidence for you?
Just do it.
Yeah. Our team from Colombia says, just do it. Twice. Just do it twice. Gustavo says, confidence is being aware that you are doing progress on something that you are engaged in.
Awesome.
That's a good answer.
Adrian says that it's when you do something with security. I think he means with
Yourself.
Yeah, in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Do
Do things with pride.
Being sure about what you're doing. When you
Exactly.
feel confident, you feel sure about what you're doing.
All right. Those are some great answers, guys. Confidence
No
is
fear.
something I have no fear to do.
Juan says before confidence, feels like he needs to listen really well.
All right. Well, confidence might even be able to help you with that. So, confidence is, I think, in my opinion, and from the research that I've done, I think it is actually one of the most important and one of the most overlooked aspects of language learning. I want to talk about first confidence, having confidence versus sounding like a native, because we're talking about sounding native-like in this webinar, right, in this class. So confidence, in my opinion, is much more important than actually sounding like a native. Sounding like a native is definitely really cool. It can be a very good goal to have. It's definitely difficult to attain. But if you're confident, it's actually more important than sounding like a native because of how you are perceived. If you can be confident in your ability, even if you have a bad accent, as long as you're communicating well and you can be understood, then people are going to feel comfortable around you. So I really liked what all of you said, your definitions for confidence. I believe that confidence is being kind of like present, being able to be in the moment and being able to really, not feel so much in your head. So like when you're speaking English, this means that you're not worrying so much about making mistakes. You're not worrying about your pronunciation. You're just able to be in this moment right now, speaking with whoever you're speaking with, and going with the conversation. So that's the first thing. Don't worry so much just about sounding like a native, about your pronunciation, about not making mistakes. Mistakes are actually a very good thing, and we're going to be sharing with you guys later a little bit more about an ebook that I just wrote that goes a lot more into confidence, and it builds on an article I actually wrote a couple weeks ago that was very popular about why making mistakes is a good thing and all the misconceptions we have from our traditional classes and from society in general. So the next thing is having diplomatic communication. So this definitely goes along a lot with being your confidence, being in the moment, communicating with someone, is listening. So we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and we should use them accordingly. What does this mean? This means that you need to listen twice as much as you speak. If you pay attention actually to when you're having a conversation, usually when people are conversing with someone, they are listening just to respond. And the problem with this is that you're not actually, if you're listening to respond, you're not actually listening. So actually listen to the person, ask questions, make them feel engaged, make them feel comfortable speaking to you. And this rule goes the other way, so other people love talking about themselves. And if you're able to ask questions and make them feel good, then it's going to be a lot easier to make friends. Another thing I'd say that is huge, a big pet peeve of mine. What's a pet peeve, Justin?
Pet peeve is when there's something that constantly annoys you. You just bothers you constantly.
Yeah. So I've been teaching for a long time. I've been traveling and speaking English with people for a long time. And one of my biggest pet peeves has become when I meet people either online through chat, or when I meet people face to face or through video chat. And the first thing when we start speaking is they say, sorry for my English level. I don't speak English well. Sorry for my English. And it's like, why are you apologizing? Learning a language is a very difficult thing to do, and I recognize that you've put a lot of work into it. And another thing is that when you apologize right away for your level of English, you're giving the other person an idea, first of all, that you're not confident, and they might even think that your level is lower than it actually is. So rather than apologizing, you should come confidently, and you could say something like, my English isn't perfect, but I'm still learning. So never apologize. Do me a big favor. Never apologize for your English again from this day on. And this is just going to be perceived as a lot more confident, and you won't be giving people the idea that is super important is body language. There's an amazing TED Talk from a woman named Amy Cuddy, she's an expert on this subject, and Chad can write her name in the chat so you guys can look for an amazing TED Talk that she did. I recommend all of my students and everything because it's like one of those things that mind should a total
Can you guys hear me? Right in the text box. Because I think Ethan's cutting out there. So I guess there's a delay here. So just to go through. Okay. You can hear me. Great. Okay, so I'm just going to move through the presentation. But you can all hear me right now, I assume. So Ethan, I'm sorry if I'm talking over you. Hopefully that's not the case. All right, so body language. Ethan going through. Hold on. Eye contact, smile. You have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen. And your posture is important. I shared a talk by an article I wrote on power of body language and how your body language actually determines your emotions a lot of times. If you smile, that actually makes you joyful. If you have a good posture, you're going to actually seem much more confident. So body language is super important. But, okay, as we move along, that's the big pep talk. Confidence, super important for everything else we're going to talk about today. At this point, okay, welcome. We have a new person in here, and yes, it has started. So the art and science of native speech, the music behind the speech, the music behind the language. This is something Chad talked about in the second video of the mini course. I think it was called Why You Suck at Understanding Natives, and we talked about content and function words. Content words carry the stress, function words are unstressed. Content words carry the meaning, function words modify that meaning. So this is the hidden music, the logic, the rhythm. English has a stress, de-stress pattern, rhythm. So content words are question words like who, what, when, where, why. They're nouns, they're adjectives, verbs. Function words are verb endings, auxiliary verbs, articles, and connectors. And so these get reduced. Let's give an example here. Most people read this and they think like, what did you want to do tonight? Just to check here, you guys still getting me here? All right. So what did you want to do tonight becomes, what did you want to do tonight? What did you want to do tonight?
No.
Those are the content words. What, want, do tonight. So that becomes, what did you want to do tonight? So this is the actual, as you can hear, imitate at home. One more time.
What did you want to do tonight? Oh, sorry. Can I imitate from home?
Go for it. What did you want to do tonight? Space.
What did you want to do tonight?
Okay. Excellent. When you watch TV, this is an excellent opportunity for you to imitate the speakers. Stop, imitate, practice your muscles. Just like going to the gym to lift, to work out, doing the same thing while you're watching TV is really, really important, and you can actually learn how to speak better, how to imitate natives. Okay, so now we're good. That's the background that prepares us to really understand the 7 laws of connected speech. These 7 repeatable patterns that you're going to see over and over and over. And in the Deep Pronunciation Training course, which we're creating for Fluent with Friends, we're going to go through these one by one and then integrate them. And you see that a lot of the difficulty that you have in understanding is because these different connections and reductions are all combined in really strange ways. But if you learn how to understand them and repeat them yourself, it's going to make a big difference. So the first one, T plus Y equals ch. So for example, I got you. If you want to say you understand somebody, you can say gotcha, gotcha. There's a tendency for the you to become ya, and then so in that sense it becomes got you or gotcha. Nice to meet you becomes nice to meet ya, nice to meet you. What about you becomes what about you? What about you? And then here we have a really awesome expression, what you see is what you get, and this means like this is who I am, I'm being very transparent. What you see is what you get. Imitate at home. What you see is what you get. All right. What you see is what you get. By the way, if you have a pen and paper, it's excellent. If you grab the pen and paper, if you close all screens, all tabs, so you can focus 100% on this, it's really going to help you. If you can imitate as we go along, that's really going to be excellent for you. So now we're going to take a chance to practice with a couple songs. Chad, do you have that? Do you have the audio ready there?
Yes, I do, Justin. I will just play that for you guys right now.
3 songs that you probably know: the Inner Circle, Bad Boys, Pharrell Williams, Happy, and Red Hot Chili Peppers, Give It Away. So these are going to be some examples. Go ahead, Chad.
All right, you guys ready to rock and roll with some English tunes?
What you want, what you want, what you gonna do? What you wanna do, what you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? 'Cause I'm happy and alone if you feel like that's what you want to do. What I got, you got to give it to your mama. What I got, you got to give it to your papa. What I got, you got to give it to your doctor. You do a little dance and then you drink a little water. What I got, you got to get it, put it in you. What I got, you got to get it, put it in you. What I got, you got to get it, put it in you. Feel it with your feeling, don't stop, 'cause
All right, guys. So this is actually, it's very superficial. I know it's a lot of sounds. As we go through these 7 sounds, I'm going to move a little bit quicker, but I'm going to give you a chance to listen and repeat and practice for yourself. So this is the most important thing for you to actually imitate the sounds. Imitating the sounds will build the muscles. They'll build the muscle memory. They will help build the muscles of articulation in your mouth. Just like your arms, when you lift weights, your muscles in your mouth are the same thing. They're going to improve over time. And that's having a growth mindset. That's seeing your pronunciation is something you can improve. So, second sound, D plus Y equals J. Some examples. Did you becomes did you. Repeat at home. Did you? Next sound, would you. Would you? Would you like to come? And what did you? What did you? This can also be reduced to would you? Would you? And these question words work with other phrases very similar. Who? Who did you hang out with? Who did you see? When did you come? Where did you go? Why did you want to know? How did you know? So as you can see, that's a really very common sound that repeats itself over and over in the language. The next sound is the reduction of the H. Some examples of this, quickly. Love him or hate him. Love him or hate him. Repeat with me at home. This is an interactive exercise. Love him or hate him. As you can see, the H gets reduced. That T on hate him is actually the American T to D, North American, which we'll talk about in a moment. Another example. So going to is gonna in this case. I'm gonna meet her. I'm gonna meet her. As you can see, the H gets reduced. So love him or hate him, I'm going to meet him. Excellent. The next one, of, these two sounds are the same. Of and v. Of, could have, for example. So this becomes This is better to give you some examples. Okay, a lot of becomes a lotta. A lotta. Remember, repeat at home. Kind of. Kinda. Kinda like. Could have. The contraction becomes could have. Coulda. Should have. Should have. Shoulda. Would have. Would have. Woulda. Now together, this is actually an expression in English. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Next sound, the reduction of the NT sound. This is very American, but American English is very common. Over 60% of the native speakers in the world are American. And Hollywood and the movies and music, it makes American English much more common in a lot of ways. So people are learning a lot of American English in the world. So it's good to be able to understand and to be able to imitate. Internet becomes internet. International. Dentist. As you can see, I'm reducing the NT. Dentist. Interesting. Here we put two words together, and the of becomes a. Front of the house. Front of the house. Front of the house. Now here we're putting two words together again. Can't even. I can't even tell. He can't even sing. Don't even. Don't even try. Don't even say it. And this often happens with can't understand. I can't understand. Notice the intonation. I'm saying I can understand. I can't. When you have the T on the end, it's actually I can't understand. When we say yes, I can understand. Notice I can understand. I can understand. I can understand. I can understand. That's a way that you can tell in American English sometimes the difference between can't and can. Okay, the North American T to D example. This is a very common, extremely common example. Better becomes better. Better. Water becomes water. Seattle. Beatles. The Beatles. I love the Beatles. Especially when they sing, I actually say come together. These are two words together that create that change that into a come to.
Justin, you said when you sing. I think you should actually sing that phrase instead of saying when I sing, come together. You better say
Come together.
when I sing, come together right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So in the
Sorry,
song, it's
sorry.
actually come together, right? But in American English, when we're speaking, we say come together, oftentimes. This is a very common occurrence. The two becomes the when it's between two vowels, especially. So go to the bank. Go to the bank. Here's another example. Try to learn. Try to learn. Cat and dog becomes cat and dog. Cat and dog. Okay? And finally, this is a very, very common sound we analyzed over almost 2 seasons of Friends. 18 hours, and this sound repeated itself over and over and over. It's like, what do you mean? And like, what are you doing, for example? The what do you becomes what do you. The what do you appears over and over and over. It repeats itself. It's the most common sound in American English. So for example, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And the really interesting and strange thing is that what do you sounds the same as what are you. What are you going to do becomes what are you gonna do? What do you want to do? What are you gonna do? It's the same sound, different verb tenses, different conjugations, and it comes out the same. So in American English, screw you. You're very difficult, but it's okay. We're going to learn, and we're going to learn to imitate and speak really fluently.
Sorry, Justin. I don't think we need profanity on this webinar. What do you mean? What do you mean by screw you?
Screw you is like when you're really frustrated or something. It means like, screw you. I'm done with this. You know, you don't have to be done with it, but it just means, you know what? I don't appreciate that. So, screw you. If you watch Friends enough, if you imitate, if you make...
Say screw you to someone, it could be, look at it, be a little bit offensive.
It's offensive, yeah. Thanks for clarifying that. You know, okay. So just to review quickly, to go through these, I know we went through these really quickly, but it's with practice, they're going to get easier. We're going to send you the link. You can rewatch these, practice them, and we cover these like really well in the deep pronunciation course we're doing. But T plus Y equals ch. Nice to meet you. Repeat at home. Nice to meet you. D plus Y equals J. What did you say? What did you say? The reduction of the H. Love him or hate him. Love him or hate him. There should be no question mark there. That's an error. Sorry about that. The of, which becomes a lotta. A lotta. Coulda. Woulda. Reduction of the NT sound. Internet. I don't understand. The American T to D. Water. This one's going to be a little bit difficult. Try your best to understand. Try your best to imitate me. Go to the show tonight. Go to the show tonight. And finally, what do you? What do you? What do you mean? What do you think? What are you becomes what do you? What are you doing? What are you saying? What do you mean? What are you doing? So those are the 7 sounds, the 7 laws of connected speech. They repeat themselves over and over again. So let me give you an example here that might be a little bit difficult, but I'm going to show you how many of them can be present at the same time, and it can make a sentence very confusing. So just listen to me. You're probably not going to understand. You're going to be confused, and that's okay. I will explain in a moment. So the example is, if he had known, wouldn't he have told her? If he had known, wouldn't he have told her? So maybe you were confused, but really what I said was, if he had known, wouldn't he have told her? And so really what I was doing was, first of all, I was reducing the H. We're going to break this down sound by sound. So there were 5 instances where I reduced the H. And again, this is an extreme example, but it happens a lot when we really start conjugating our verbs and communicating in fast speaking, connected speech. Remember, we eat our words, we connect them, we shrink them, we link them, and you can learn how to do this. And this is one of the ways, attacking them sound by sound. So here, Ifiad, you see the Ifiad known, imitate at home. Ifiad known, wouldn't he have told her? If he had known, wouldn't he have told her? Okay, as you can see, this is rule number 3, the reduction of the H. It happens 5 times. That's unbelievable. But it doesn't stop there, because I said, if he had known, wouldn't he have told her? Listen to that. Wouldn't he have told her? So what's happening there? Check out the red over wouldn't he have, over here with wouldn't he have. So the NT is getting flattened. This is rule number 5. And rule number 4, the wouldn't he have turns into a. If he had known, wouldn't he have told her? So as you can see, there are 7 instances of connected speech of these rules occurring in this example. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to give you guys some examples. So give you guys an example actually from the TV show Friends. And I'm going to show you guys right now. Just let me switch off of presentation mode. Let me switch the actual screen. Hold on a second. You guys hearing me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear, buddy.
All right. Awesome. One second.
Justin, do you know only the cool kids have sardines in the background of their of their video?
All right, so I'm going to show you guys this is a scene. I mean, we have a power lesson here from Fluent with Friends. I'm going to show you the scene first. Should we do with or without subtitles, guys, in English? I'm going to jump into Aurora TV here. If you guys don't know Aurora TV, this is an awesome resource for learning English while watching TV. It basically, you have subtitles in there. You can slow it down, speed it up, but this is something we really recommend, especially to our Fluent with Friends power learning students. You have to log in if you want access to Friends. It's free. I think you get like an hour a day, for example. So what's the verdict? Are we going to use with subtitles or without subtitles in the first time around? Let's go without. Let's try it. Let's try our best. Let's try our luck here.
Let's test it, man. I think if they're understanding this webinar without subtitles, they're doing a pretty good job already. So in that case, I think they're ready for some Friends without subtitles.
Okay. Are you guys see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it, man. Oh, I'm just gonna mute my microphone also keep showing.
Okay. So we're gonna watch it. Just try your best to understand what's happening, and then we're gonna stop. We're gonna look at the power lesson, analyze some pronunciation, and then we're going to watch it again to integrate the new information. So let's give it a try here. This is Season 1, Episode 4.
Phoebe? Okay. If I were omnipotent for a day, I would want world peace, no more hunger, good things for the rainforest, and bigger boobs.
So you took mine. Chandler, what about you?
If I were omnipotent for a day, I'd make myself omnipotent forever.
Say, there's always one guy. Vida, where's Shy? Wish for 3 more wishes.
Joey.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Joey, what would you do if you were omnipotent?
Probably kill myself.
Excuse me?
Hey, if little Joey's dead, then I got no reason to live. Joey, omnipotent. You are? I had no idea. I thought it was like a theoretical.
All right, so how did that go, guys? Feel free to write in the chat box there, but that's a pretty hilarious scene. So I'm going to jump on here. This is the power lesson here. So basically, it's kind of a pronunciation wordplay joke. So you can see Monica, all right, Phoebe, okay, if I were omnipotent. Omnipotent, what does it mean? Over here you can see in the picture, it's God. God is omnipotent. All-powerful. I would want world peace, no more hunger, good things for the rainforest, and bigger boobs. We have definitions of the rainforest, boobs, obviously, a little bit vulgar. But Ross, what about you? You see that Ross actually connects his words here. He says, what about you? You see it's actually over here in the notes, pronunciation notes. What about you? Number 2. If I were omnipotent for a day, I'd make myself omnipotent forever. See, Rachel says, see, there's always one guy mocking him. Mocking, what does mock mean? Mock, as you can see, number C, is to laugh or make fun of somebody. But we have a great grammatical explanation over here. If I had a wish, I'd wish for 3 more wishes. And so you can see down here that we have an explanation of the grammar. If I were, I would. It's the second conditional type. It teaches it. It's pretty nice. What would you do if you were omnipotent? You can see this is another pronunciation, exactly what we learned today. Sort of a typo there, sorry about that. What would you do? We actually put this in our own phonetic language. The second season you learn IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, but you can see that he's definitely connecting his words using the rules that we talked about today. Pay attention when we watch this the second time, you're going to see. Joey, probably, he says probably kill myself. He totally connects that word, probably. Excuse me? Hey, if little Joey's dead, what's he talking about? Little Joey, Joey's referring, as you can see up here, to his penis. The humor is that he's confusing omnipotent for impotent, if you didn't get that. Ross says, Joey, omnipotent. Ross, if you see up here, Joey believes, on E, Joey believes that Ross is saying, I'm impotent. You are, Ross, I'm sorry. So now you understand the humor. Let's watch that again. Pay attention to the pronunciation examples, pay attention to the humor, and the new experience that you're going to have with a deepened understanding of this scene. So I'm going to rewind here. By the way, this on this website, this is really great. You can put subtitles on. You can make it slower or faster here with the speed. If you're really, really feeling strong with your listening, you can make it 1.5 speed if you want. Make it slower if you want. So I'm just going to play this at normal speed again.
Oh, that's good. Phoebe? Okay. If I were omnipotent for a day, I would want world peace, no more hunger, good things for the rainforest, and bigger boobs.
So you took mine. Chandler, what about you?
If I were omnipotent for a day, I'd make myself omnipotent forever.
See, there's always one guy. Vida, where's Shug? Wish for 3 more wishes.
Joey.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Joey, what would you do if you were omnipotent?
Probably kill myself.
Excuse me?
Hey, if little Joey's dead, then I got no reason to live. Joey, omnipotent. You are?
All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that scene. Every time I watch that, I really love that scene. So come back to my screen share, my presentation mode. 1 second. But as you can see, it's full of connected speech, jokes, cultural references, and it's a great way to learn because now the second time you watch it, you integrate that information, you fill in the pieces of the puzzle, and you drastically accelerate your learning. Otherwise, you have to pretty much grab a dictionary, look up on the internet, ask a native speaker. So we really try to be that native speaking friend as we go along here. So what I wanted to just talk about really quickly here, because all that connected speech that you learned. So what we're doing, a really new part of the Fluent with Friends Power Learning course that I'm really excited about is this power pronunciation training, this deep pronunciation course that I'm creating based upon the 7 sounds. So this course, 16 weeks, we take a lesson for each sound, listen and repeat MP3s, PDFs, some videos, and you basically send this in and we give you SoundCloud feedback. So you record yourself and you send it to us and we give you feedback on the difficulty that you're having. And I wanted to share with you guys really quickly. I sent this to Chad and I want him to play this. Somebody, like one of the students, was listening to some of the pronunciation MP3s that are included in the course, and he sent this back to me, and I thought it was pretty good because he was imitating the sounds from Friends. Can you play that, Chad, really quickly? This is Gyro.
Sure thing, man. 1 second. Let's go, Gyro.
What did they do to you? What did they do to you?
No, what did they do you? 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 What did they do you?
Page 5, number 2. What talking about? What talking about?
Naomi, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Okay, you can stop it there. Okay, so the first one, I would give him some tips. He sort of missed a syllable. I would like come in there and say, hey, you got to do it like this. Second one, he did really good. That was really good. The whadia, the 7th sound of the connected speech, the 7th law, he nailed it. What does nail it mean, guys? Nail it?
Sorry, muting my microphone. Nail it means that you got it exactly correct. You got it perfect. You nailed it.
Exactly. So he nailed it. So second one he nailed. First one he needs to really pronounce the syllables, and this is basically what we're doing with the SoundCloud feedback. So you practice, you repeat, you send us. This is a premium part of the premium package, premium course, but this is huge. So if you get a native feedback, you practice, you get feedback. This is going to take your pronunciation really forward. So let's apply this. We already applied that with a power lesson. Just showed you guys. So just to jump on, and what are you going to learn with the Fluent with Friends course? Just going to jump on here on the Fluent with Friends page really quickly and just walk you through some of the things that you get as a member with different options that you get right now. Being here in this class, in this webinar, you get a discount. So you get all of the premium features for 33% discount. So basically, it's the ultimate English learning experience. We cover listening, vocab, speaking, and we help you really create fluency for life, which is to make it a fun and effective part of your day, your life, and so that your learning English is part of who you are, so you don't have to take classes forever. So as you can see, if you click on that link on the chat page beneath the actual video, that you can go and get a discount, 33% off. You get the premium, all the premium features, which include the 60-minute consultation, the weekly office hours in which you can schedule time to have your questions, concerns answered by us through video chat, the 16-week deep pronunciation course with SoundCloud feedback, 2-hour-long live workshops. So that premium plan is now 33% off at $166.97 for you guys who are attending the webinar. And the standard plan, which doesn't include the 16-week deep pronunciation course or the weekly office hours, but does have a 30-minute consultation, 2-hour-long live workshops with Ethan is going to be leading those. First one's going to be about success strategies for Fluent with Friends, and the second one is going to be about power pronunciation and confidence. And you get all these other good stuff too, which is weekly pronunciation, vocabulary review. What you just heard, Gyro, you basically get the recordings that he was using to imitate me. You get lifetime access to the Fluency Circle, weekly mobile-friendly vocabulary training, and then, of course, the power lesson. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can see every lesson includes over 100 vocabulary explanations, pictures, cultural references, and over 50 examples of native pronunciation. These are so power-packed. full. We spend 25 hours every week creating these. Each lesson has over 25 hours of analysis, us listening to at slowed down speed to native speakers, or to and then transcribing it and really creating that lesson. So the Memrise is really awesome. It's mobile friendly. It's Ethan on there with taking phrases and speaking them slowly at first and then quickly, so you can listen and practice your pronunciation. It's gamified. So just give you an example of that really quickly. This is one lesson. You can see like the all-time leaders over here. There's a leaderboard. Mateos, Faranak, some people from the Fluency Circle. So as we learn, right, you can go through, gives you points, right? It's your water breaks. What is this? When the rupture in the amniotic sac.
They called an ambulance.
Used to say something as positive at first, but something bigger. So as you can see, very powerful, very images on
Learning
here.
to drive a manual is a good start if you want to rent a car in Europe. Learning to drive a manual is a good start if you want to rent a car in Europe.
I barely understood that, Ethan. You're speaking really fast. Slow down. But that's excellent. This is exactly what the Memrise is. Fluency Circle community, and we talked about the deep pronunciation training course, live workshops, and all these bonus materials. Some real-life radio power lessons. 10 of those. You get some podcasts that Ethan and I made about how to make English part of your life. Emergency job interview kit, which helps you prepare for a job interview in English, and some ebooks or some audiobooks for 101 expressions from friends that you won't learn in school, and 101 words that you won't learn in school. Sorry. So that's what we're offering, and it ends tonight at midnight. So if you want to take advantage of that, best act now. And I'm going to jump on here and answer any questions you guys have about this, about the lesson, about anything else. So happy to be here for you guys. So
that's at midnight EST time, right, J-Man? Justin, sorry, that's my nickname for Justin.
So, yeah, midnight EST. That's 1 o'clock a.m. No, yeah, it's 1 o'clock a.m. BRT.
Mm-hmm.
So Brazilian time. It's 4 a.m. GMT. And I don't. It's probably pretty confusing. So
let's just tell them how many hours they have left. What is it? It's like 4 hours until we're gonna close the cart.
Just under 5 hours, right?
Just under 5 hours, yeah. And just so you guys know, the reason we actually do this is also because we need to have, if we have too many people in at once, because we actually need to guide you guys and give you guys some support when you first start doing the Fluent with Friends course. We prefer to have just a limited amount of students so we can offer you guys the most customer support that we can give you through the first month or two of doing the course. So, yeah, questions, right? We have a few. Do we have a few questions?
Well, I'd invite all you guys right now if you have any questions. Sorry. Just stick them there in the chat box below the class, and we will be happy to spend the next couple minutes answering them.
Yeah. Any question about English, about anything that Justin has taught us today, anything about your own personal experience you wanted to share with us, and just ask us about that. We're open to any kind of question. And
any questions about Fluent with Friends?
Yeah, if you have questions about the product itself, we'd be more than happy to answer them for you.
Any questions about confidence?
Confidence, yeah. Mr. Villa here, he's the confidence master.
Any questions about vocabulary?
I heard he's omnipotent as well, right? Omnipotent. That was funny.
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
Not the other thing.
Not the other thing. No, he's not, ladies. And he is a single man as well, Mr. V. Sorry, I should be advertising your relationship status.
Question
on webinar.
Changing your subscription from monthly to premium. So yeah, just let us know. Is that Gyro?
Let me read out. I've actually already gotten a few questions. I think some of these are from people that are already actually Fluency Circle members that just joined us over the weekend. So we have actually I don't know if Thiago is a Fluency Circle member, but he asked, will this offer last up to next week? Justin?
Sorry?
Oh, he's just asking if the offer, if will it last till next week? He means the offer. Unfortunately, no, Chug. We are only going to be offering this until, like we said, in the next 4 hours, just because we already have quite a large number of students doing this part of the course, this batch of the course. And like we mentioned, we just want to limit it to just a specific amount of people so we can offer enough custom support for this group of students. We're going to be offering the course again probably in a couple of months. So just keep in contact with us and you'll know when we're going to launch it again if you're not able to join us this time. But we'll definitely be offering it in the future at a later date.
Yeah, Ellis, yes, we are doing SoundCloud feedback. And this is something we're going to reformulate this because you've gone through the course already, and we'll let you know. We're starting that course, the pronunciation part, the deep pronunciation training in a few weeks. So we will get in touch with current Fluency Circle members who want to take advantage of that. So long-term benefits of joining on with friends. Lifetime fluency. Lifetime fluency. I would say like falling in love with English, adapting to American culture. I would say your pronunciation.
I would also add to that. I mean, the course friends we chose because it is a course that's very humorous, it's very funny, and very into some of the more the whole.
Okay, Chad was cutting out there for a second. Okay. But I think he totally cut out, so I'm not sure what Chad was trying to say. So, yeah, I assume that you guys can hear me, but not Chad. Okay. So, any questions here? Hold on, Kanesh. So Chad cut out there. So the best option in the world to learn English and master. Yeah, thank you for that. Is that I think that's gyro. So, but other benefits of learning with Fluent with Friends is like the research is showing that this is conversational English. It's the only TV show. It's the best TV show for conversational English. They have lots of discourse markers, and discourse markers are basically like when you say, you know what I mean, like, well. These are the way that natives kind of like stop and think and pivot. And if you think about this, you have these in your native language too. And so it's really difficult to communicate if you don't have that ability to say like you know what I mean, blah blah blah, like those little words that you put in the phrases that help you stop and think and pivot. And Friends is full of these. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of linguists who've been studying this say that Friends is the highest percentage or the closest to the way that natives really speak. And this is one of the reasons why we discovered that people who are watching a lot of Friends, who are really big Friends fans, end up becoming extremely fluent in English because they really adapt like the way that people really speak, as opposed to like Big Bang Theory or Game of Thrones or whatever. So it's definitely a great show to learn with and adapt to that. Another reason is because the characters are so likable. They're so funny and likable, and they really are reflections of the native speaking culture. So anyways, are you guys able to see me and hear me? My screen is kind of messing up, but I think you guys can hear me. So if you've watched Friends and really you've gotten to know the characters, I think you're going to really fall in love with them too. I think one thing Ellis did, by the way, he just sent me an email today saying that he paid somebody. So Ellis, put your email down. Maybe you can share your method a little bit. But he got all of the all of the Friends episodes put into audio, and he watched it with subtitles in English, studied the power lesson, and then listened a lot. Listened. He listened over and over again. Maybe I can I'll actually read Ellis's email.
Hey, we're back.
Sorry?
I guess not. You can hear us.
I couldn't hear you, man. So what Ellis said, this is basically it. He watches it scene by scene without subtitles. That's right, without subtitles, no subtitles. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. He consults power lessons to clarify things he doesn't understand. He watches it again and again without subtitles and tries to imitate what they say. And then he listens so many times, and he has the photographs in his mind, the scene in his mind. On the way, it seems like he's listening in his car, and since he's watched it, he already knows what's happening. So he listens to it over and over again, and he uses the Memrise app. When he has time, for example, when he's taking care of his kids. That seems like a very powerful method. And just to actually reiterate like the improvement that Ellis has had, one thing he said, to quote him, I asked him if I can use this actually. Hold on. So he says, you know what? After almost finishing 2 seasons along with your guide and the tempo, 1 episode per week, some people started to think that he was from the U.S. or that he lived in the U.S. Even though he still had things to learn, when a new episode came, he started to imitate naturally how the gang speaks, how the Friends speak, and their speaking style. So that's exactly the type of benefit that you can get out of this. So, no, thank you, Ellis. Thank you for actually being an inspiration to us and to other people as well, because I think you're a model learner, and we really appreciate that. So definitely use you as an example. And somebody, and also a member of our Fluency Circle, who's always very supportive of other people and asking very good questions. So, are you guys, Ethan and Chad, are you guys, it seems like you guys might be a little bit disconnected.
Can you hear me?
Now we can, yeah.
Oh, yes. Hey, Justin, just so you know, you're sharing your screen and people can't see you.
People can't see me? Okay.
No, it's just like a never-ending
Just more
image. There we go. There he is. Oh, now it's back to me again.
Oh.
Cool.
Now?
Okay, so, yeah.
All right.
Nope, you're still sharing.
Okay. It seems like it's kind of messed up for some reason.
Now it's okay. Now it's okay. Now I can see you. Cool.
All right. So, if you guys don't have any more questions, I guess we'll wrap this up. It's been really great pleasure being here with you guys. And yeah, Ellis, Gustavo, Mamau, awesome for you guys to be here. We really appreciate your guys' support, your interest, and just your enthusiasm. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Chad, Ethan, for facilitating the class.
Our pleasure.
Despite the technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's kind of cool doing webinars though, right? Maybe we can start doing these more often and just hanging out with people, asking questions, answering questions, and just chatting and helping people with their fluency. It's a cool channel to communicate and connect with people. So I think it's something that we should think about doing more in the future if you guys are interested.
Yeah, it's fun chatting with you all.
And maybe we can do more of this on, you guys know we're always on Real Life Global. We do Real Life Global, our video chat, English-speaking platform, our community. So we're on there.
I'm just frozen eating a cookie. That's
times a week. So maybe we can start doing webinars on there too. So we've got some exciting times coming up. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys there with us.
Aww. Yeah.
You guys at home? Let's hear it. Gustavo, Momo. Oh yeah.
Can I get an oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Are you thinking of running more open webinars? Yes, we are. I mean, just so you guys know, Real Life English is a very community-based English learning platform. So it's all about what you guys want. If you guys have any cool ideas or something that you want us to be teaching you, let us know by writing us an email and just sharing those ideas. And we want to try to connect more with you guys and help everyone around the world really start, thriving with their English fluency. So just go to let us know, and we'll try to fulfill your suggestions.
All right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We're out. Guys, have a good night. Talk to you soon. Cheers.
See you guys later.